just wanted to be real with you guys, and I wanted to take a moment to try to address the issue that should have been addressed by now, which we were all hoping for better leadership in this, which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to mention. It's pretty obvious, that I have been a part of in the past. And I will live my life with integrity and morale and knowing that I did the right thing and made the right decision, which I hope you guys can support. But there's some things that have been brought to the light that the team and I were not aware of, and not aware of until very, very recently. And we're not okay with it. And it has created this avalanche of momentum, which it should have when it needed to, against certain things that allegedly have happened with someone that we trusted. It is currently Tuesday, November 8th, 11:14. And I just wanted to come on here and try to tell you about Josh Cantu. So I am not going to be speaking about the things that one of our members and may be going through, because I'm not allowed to, which is fine. It's not my place, which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to mention. It's pretty obvious, that I have been a part of in the past. If you are unaware of what is going on right now, that is because it has not hit the mainstream yet, because it is not proven yet in court, which is fine. And I'm not here to tell you if it is or is not true, because I personally do not know, and it is not my business to talk about. But what I do know is that my reaction and the reaction of my teammates are not going to be sticking around to find out. We are pretty set on sticking to our morals, to our integrity, especially as fathers and just decent human beings. But I do want to say that I do not condone the activities that have been reported, and I think that justice needs to be served.
A formal update on the current situation that I am in. I would like to firstly say that I will not be answering or making any comments on the current situation of Adventures with Purpose, but I would like to speak about what I am going to do and what I am going to do moving forward. Moving forward, I would like everyone to know that I am no longer a part of Adventures with Purpose. I have left the company because of personal reasons, for moral obligation. Moving forward, I will pursue my creative passion when it comes to filming, storytelling, and the creative desire to continue documentary work along with some other freelance stuff. This is pretty much all I have to say amongst this subject matter. As far as everything I have learned this past year, it has been a pleasure working with really amazing people, but sometimes things just have to come to an end. For me personally, this is the end of my chapter. I figured going live would be a lot more simpler than editing a video, because I felt as though it could just be over and then I can move on. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting me. I received a lot of love and support from a lot of people. A lot of people have been calling and messaging me and just reaching out, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys for your support, and we will see what happens in the future.
Hello, I'm Nick Rinn. It's Wednesday, November 9th. Just so everyone knows, as of yesterday, I've formally resigned from my former place of employment working for the search team. After hearing these allegations and listening to the information that's out there and what's available, I'm not okay with this. This is not right. And I can't sit by and support this and wait till lawyers make decisions and people wait to make statements. I just can't support it. It's not me, it's not who I am, and I don't want to be a part of it. And quite frankly, if these allegations are true, I hope justice gets served. I don't regret coming to work here and working with the teammates. You know who you are, all the people that helped, all the people that supported me and watched our videos. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, there's about possibly up to 30 more episodes that I worked on that I was either the host or the co-host on, and I don't know if I'll ever get to see those or if any of us will. We worked really hard on those. We worked with a lot of families, helped a lot of families, worked with a lot of law enforcement agencies, and brought a lot of answers to families and law enforcement around the country. It was an amazing time. Unfortunately, sometimes life takes you in different directions than you expect, and I've reached a fork in the road, and I have to go a different direction now. So that's about all I got to say. And if anybody wants to reach out to me with any ideas or thoughts on the future and what we can do to maybe pick up the pieces here and start this all over again, sometime in the future you can reach out to me. I'll put my email in the description below. And with that being said, thanks again for all your support, and as soon as I have any more information coming in as to the future of what I'm going to do, or if some of my former teammates and I can brainstorm and figure out something, we will let you know. Thanks again.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm currently out in the middle of nowhere sailing. I can't disclose where I'm at or what exactly I'm doing, but it's my responsibility to speak on the topic at least a little bit, or at least just give a statement. So I'm not very well known as much as some of the other members of the AWP team, or former members of the AWP team, but I wanted to take at least a moment to just say that I stepped away. I've resigned from AWP due to moral obligations, due to a lack of proper leadership, and due to just needing to do what's right. So I support all the other members who have also stepped away, all those who are planning to step away, if there is such thing. I loved my time with Adventures with Purpose, but it has to come to an end. I know that I really don't have any followers on this channel yet, but if anybody decides to follow along, I'm just going to start chronicling all the cool, crazy adventures that I end up going on. All right, thanks.
And I respect it. So
yeah, I don't want I'm not really gonna bite my tongue a lot, and I don't want your channel to be associated directly. I'm gonna be respectful, but
yeah. And big shout out to all these channels who are speaking truth.
Yeah.
And sticking up for the weak ones.
Exactly.
Thank you. I've seen so many channels that are a voice to the voiceless. I just want to personally thank you. And as far as the big opportunity but the big hole that is left, you know, there is a void to be filled, and there's a lot of teams out there right now that are going to be stepping forward, and there's a lot of work to still be done to, you know, help families. So anyway, on that note, I'm done talking. I'm going to hit the X button over here, and then we're going to follow up on Kyler. And like, again, the reason we're doing this is because Kyler wants to make sure that he's saying his thing as an individual and as a man, and, I respect that. Anyway, guys, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you to everybody.
Love you guys. Shoot, don't rape children.
Yeah, never that.
Or anybody for that matter.
This was one of the most impactful and probably biggest things to have happened to me in my adult life. And this has really affected something I love, which is YouTube. And honestly made, up until you left, it made me not even really want to do YouTube, even though I liked it. And so this is a big thing, and I feel like the time has come to get some things off my chest, get this weight off my shoulders. So I'm gonna tell you my story, and yeah, we'll just go with that. So I don't remember when you first told me about AWP. I don't remember any of that. So I knew he'd been doing YouTube. You'd made a few videos, and there were some fun things that we'd done on there. And I remember the first video you ever had to get 1,000 views, and we just were sitting there watching the number come up. I remember it. We were sitting there with my brother and sister, and we were just so excited.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
So that was kind of my introduction to YouTube. He was doing it. So being as he's my dad, I always thought, like, oh, you know, I think he's cool. So at that age, especially, like, some of the things he thought was cool would be cool to me. So when he told me about, you know, Adventures with Purpose, and he's like, yeah, we're out doing all these good things and helping people, I thought it sounded awesome. Like, I thought, oh, you know.
People are saying turn it up so if you can project your voice.
Ahim.
Or here, I'll move I'll move the camera a little closer. So yeah, we're gonna have to not be soft spoken on this one, so you can just hold it in as the phone falls.
Turn it off.
What do I do? All right, guys, we're just a little technical difficulties. Let me adjust this real quick, and we're gonna bring it in a little closer. Yeah, so Kyler, you're just gonna have to kind of project your voice towards it.
Okay, tell me if you can hear me. Let me know if it's any better.
Okay.
Let me know if the audio is doing any better. Let's see. Let me know if the volume's still low.
Low volume.
Use your volumes, guy. What volume low? Low audio. Volume is good for me. Audio is not good at all. Louder. Bruh, I can scream it. Let's see. Hard to hear. What do you think are...
I think you should, maybe you can try taking it out of the case.
Yeah, I don't think... People are saying volume is fine, and then some...
All right, well, you can
I'll just hold it right here.
Yeah, you just hold it.
I'll hold it. This doesn't have to be...
No.
Okay, if you guys can hear me, just let me know. Too low. Audio was fine. Some people are saying it's fine. Some people are saying it's bad.
Audio issues.
I can hear him good.
Okay, so now it's hearing it.
I can hear. Okay.
So we're good now.
Okay, well, I'll just put it... I don't like the angle, but we can just put it right here. All right. If you can hear me, cool. And if you can't hear me, I don't know.
Yeah, you're at a loss.
I'm at a loss. Half the people are saying it's good.
Do you have headphones?
No, I don't. Audio low. Okay. So I wanted to join AWP and go with you guys because I thought it sounded like a fun thing.
Yeah.
And I never really traveled that
Much
part
better.
of the country.
It's good
Okay.
now.
Anyways, so I go and I meet up with you in Nashville. And so I, on purpose, what?
Your thumb's holding. Make sure your thumb doesn't cover the camera.
Okay. So I, on purpose, did not watch Adventures with Purpose videos before going there because I didn't want to know these guys, meaning, you know, Dan and Jared, as being YouTubers. I just wanted to meet them.
Yeah, you don't have a preconceived notion.
I didn't want any preconceived notions because I honestly wasn't really that into true crime videos. And then two, I just really wanted to meet them. So I didn't really have much, whatever. So I meet everybody. Everybody seems kind of decent, at first. It's just, whatever. So there's one day don't remember. It was like a couple days into the trip where. Also, I'm gonna say all this stuff I'm saying is alleged and my opinion for legal
He's
reasons.
saying that for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, everything I'm saying is the way I remember it.
Yeah, the volume's good, so I think we can put it back now.
Okay, put it back.
Yeah, volume's good. We're gonna put this back real quick while you're talking, and I don't think you have to scream as much. Just make sure you project your voice.
Okay. Anyways, so a couple days into the trip, so I've been kind of getting to know everybody a little, and I remember Jared was in the, like I said, this is all my opinion, but Jared was in the front seat and he was driving, and so I decided I was going to go up and talk to him and pick his brain a little bit because he was an interesting person to me. Like, why wouldn't he be? He has a YouTube channel, he has all this stuff. So I go and I start to talk to him, and one question in particular, and what I remember asking was, I asked him why he got into YouTube. And now most people, when they get into YouTube, they say, oh, it's because I like something, or oh, it's because I was doing something already and thought it'd be fun to share it with an audience. But he told me that he got into it for money. And I was like, what? And he's like, well, I knew it was profitable. And so for me, that was kind of a weird thing, but I didn't think too much about it, you know? I was kind of like it's a little, you know, whatever, but that's not that big of a deal. So that was kind of the first red flag. And then the second red flag was hearing how he spoke about his fans and the nature he spoke about his fans and the some of the other, I'm not going to mention any names, but other people that were coming out to help us. He was really speaking about them as if they weren't humans or people. And I recall him saying, he said it in a joking tone, but it didn't come off as a joke to me. He said that if people didn't give his money to him, they would just be wasting it anyways.
Something else.
Yeah, on something else. And that was something he just said. And I think the other people might have heard that and thought it was kind of a joke, but that kind of stuck with me. Because I was like, well, that's, you know, not whatever, but whatever. And then, so it was kind of on my mind a little bit. And then I have a vivid memory, this is my memory of it, of us, we had, I'm not going to say the case, we've been working a case, and two little old ladies came up to us. And they asked Jared, they're like, hey, do you have money for gas? And these ladies, I don't like to judge anyone based off appearance solely, but these old ladies appear to be modest in nature, very modest. Some would even, you know, they did not look like they were well-to-do. And he said, yes, we need gas money. And he, you know, they handed him $50. And I also want to note, at this point, he had bragged to me a little about some of the money he was making. So I was already, it was like a red flag. So he takes the $50 or whatever that they give him, and he goes and he stuffs it in the door of the RV, the pocket, and it has the most loose money I'd ever seen in my life. Like thousands of dollars. I'd never seen that much loose money. So at that point, my alarm's starting to go off, but I'm just really, so that was, I think, the night before, that was the day before I left, I think. So then, the last day, we're working a case, and this case is a very, I'm not going to say the case, I don't want to say any names. If they ever want to speak about things, they can. But this case allegedly involved some of the most horrific things you could ever think of happening to a person.
Cult stuff.
It was cult stuff.
Cult related.
And like involving rituals and like
sacrifice.
Yeah, all just the worst stuff you could ever think of. And we are told the story, we are shown pictures to back up the claim. So immediately I'm just like,
yeah, you're in a bad spot.
We're in a bad spot.
Not comfortable with that.
I'm not comfortable with that, but it was like, to me, take the cult stuff and all that stuff away, because I've never experienced that. But to me, part of the thing is I have experienced death in my life. I have, as many people have, I've experienced, you know, family members. I've experienced friends that have, you know.
Yeah, you've had a lot of close friends.
I've had close friends pass away. So I really, I don't take it lightly. And to me, handling people that are grieving and dealing with death is a very like sacred kind of intimate thing. So to me, it was like, then to hear how it was their son had been murdered, allegedly. it was, to me, this is like, oh my gosh, this is the most sacred situation possible. So we're out on the case, and I remember we're out looking for the person, and we go to a spot where we're looking, and it clearly, anybody who had been working the case would know there's no chance of the person being here. But they were, filming and whatever, and I asked about it, and I was told that it was for show. Like, we have a show to make. So I was like, why are we here? And I was told, oh, well, we have a show to make. And immediately I got sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I actually would sometimes say, so Jared, is this a show day or a actual search day? What are we doing today? That's a real thing.
And to me though, being told that when I'm over here with my whole heart into what we're doing made me just want to puke. Like, honestly. Mm-hmm. So then that night...
Because these people, this is not a show for them at all.
No.
This is real life.
No.
This is real life.
No. It was never told... To people I saw, they were never told that that there was places being searched just because it was good content. Interesting. So I was absolutely, sick about that. So I remember that night. So at this point, I'm already sick. So we go back, and it's an older, elderly couple. And we go and tell them that we were unable to find their son, and that we'd have to either, I don't remember if we were going to try again or something. I don't remember. It was something. I was there, and I was told... It's hard for me to even talk about, but the old man was crying, and I didn't film. I did not want to go, because I was helping filming. I did not want to go up close to him, and I turned the camera away because he was crying, and I didn't want anything to do with it. And then I got accosted for missing what was called the money shot. And at that point, I just ended up storming out because I like... To me, seeing this couple who's the last, I think, 30 years of their life had been affected or something like that by this, crying and then wanting this camera shoved in their face, it just made me sick. Like, I couldn't handle it. So I go out, and, my dad, he notices, and we go out and we talk in the RV, and I tell him exactly how I feel about everything that's been going on. And I'm, crying and yelling at him, and we had a falling out, but
we got into it, and also some things that had to do with me personally between he and I came up, which ended up being a good thing because we were able to discuss things later and come to a better point.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But yeah, no, that's fair to put out. But yeah, so we had a falling out over this, and I left. I was in, I'm going to say where I was, I might give things away, but I was in the middle of Kansas. I called a taxi. Middle of Kansas. No, I don't know where I am. Like, and that made also all the other stuff crazier.
Can I butt in?
Yeah.
So we were 20, right?
Yeah.
All right, so imagine this. A broke 20-year-old in the middle of Kansas on this, what is, sold to be this awesome trip. Hey, let's go across the country, see all these things. Broke 20-year-old says, screw it, Dad, I am buying my own taxi, getting my own hotel, getting my own airfare, and I'm leaving tomorrow. This was who he is and where he was.
No, because he kept saying, "Oh, we'll just stay tonight. We can drop you off or something." I'm like, "No, I'm done."
Yeah, he was done. It was no hangout. Well, hey Kyler, we just hang out. We'll drop you off tomorrow. He's not. I want to be gone from this as soon as possible, and he left in a taxi cab. And then I was, even though he and I got into it over some things, that was a very proud dad moment.
Yeah,
in a big way. Even though we had our little moment, I was proud of you. I said, man, I want to be like him.
Well, eventually you kind of were, but anyways, so I left. I've told people it was funny to me that one of the worst nights of my life was in Kansas. Like, as someone who'd never even been there, that was just ironic. But yeah, so anyways, I leave, I go, I get I fly home, whatever. Me and you, we don't really talk much for a little while.
Yeah, for a couple months.
For a couple months, which for us, that's a long time. Like, I mean, at this point, we talk on the phone almost every day. But, I mean, even then, like, that's a long time. So, at this point, I leave, and then fast forward a little bit, you leave. And that was I was so relieved when he left. I felt like a weight in our relationship had been lifted because I just saw you out there with who at this point, I haven't even gone into detail on some things because I don't think it's whatever, but at this point I had thought Jared was already the most evil person I'd met. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that had to do with how he was selling himself as a poor person and taking advantage of people. And I was able to do some math and just knew it wasn't accurate.
And he was braggy. He showed us.
Yes,
he was braggy. He was, oh, look at how good I'm doing. It was weird.
Anyways, so I was really happy when you left. I actually ghost wrote part of when you were talking to Jared because I remember when the things happened between him and Jared, he really just was done with the situation. You were upset.
I was pissed.
He was super mad.
You actually said that, hey, Dad. Because first off, I thought that why did I stay around so long? I actually thought that I could like steer the ship.
Yes,
I
didn't saying that.
I didn't know that Jared was this bad of a dude, and so my first like check was all right. Well, I'm just gonna see if he even respects me, and by talking in terms of money because that's what he understands. And if I know that I have his respect, then during the trip, I'll come forward and I'll talk to him about everything else that's going on, talk to him about my heart. I was really hoping that I would be able to open up to the guy and really steer this thing, in a better way. And things weren't that bad at first, but they kept getting nastier and nastier. He came in at a nasty moment.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I thought I could steer the ship, but in the end, no, I couldn't. There was no. There was because Jared very much presented it all. Sam, this is me and you, man.
I actually I don't know if you remember, but he was ready to just dip. I told him to check. Like I was like, you should text him and see if he even respects you.
Yeah, I had originally sent him an FU text.
He hadn't sent it. You typed it.
No,
you sent it to me. You sent it to me to say.
I typed it because Kyler at this point we're kind of talking back and forth because we're open about our experience with AWP. And so I said, hey, Kyler, this is what I'm going to be sending to Jared. And then Kyler was like, wait. Maybe you should try to talk to him and see.
Yeah, because I honestly, this is my thought. If Dad sent Jared an FU text, I thought, one, you would look like a bad guy and it'd give him some whatever. And I actually thought, I knew Jared was going to tell you to screw off. I, in my heart of hearts, felt that, but I thought you needed to know that.
All right, cool.
Like, I thought that you needed to see what kind of person he was. So I kind of ghost wrote a nice little whatever text, and it was about just wanting his respect and some of the stuff, and you were told to screw off. So that happened. Are you going through looking for it?
Yeah, actually, I found the text that after he did tell me to screw off, I did send the text, and I said, honestly, over time, I felt like you haven't valued me, my well-being, or respected my thoughts or options. You or opinions rather. Let me back that up. Slow my reading. Honestly, over time, I felt like you haven't valued me, my well-being, or respected my thoughts or opinions. You kind of have a King Jared mentality. You seem to look down on others, whether they are female, minority, poor, or anything other than you. Even an ignorant coal miner, as you have referred to blank, I'm not going to mention the person's name. I can only imagine what you say about me when I'm not there. Mm-hmm. You tell half-truths to your wife. If you are not honest with your mate, you won't be honest with me. I love helping the families and doing good in the world, but I was doing that long before YouTube and long before recognition. You do good because it's marketable. Valor seems to mean nothing to you. After 2 years of hanging out with you, I've grown to dislike you. So I did it. I toned it down a little bit because I was heated. But I did end up sending him the text after I did have the initial handshake saying, hey, man, let's see if we can work something out. Mm-hmm. My thought was we'd be able to work something out. And then on that trip, I'd have 40-plus days to work on him and talk to him and say, hey, man. And I thought I could steer the ship into a positive direction. But, boy, was I wrong.
And I honestly thought Okay. I think you had been blinded by I don't know how many months of knowing the guy.
Mhm.
I had just came in and kind of saw. I just saw how he was at that moment when I came in.
Yeah. So I was starting to
Get
be,
lulled to sleep by it.
yeah, being a little desensitized, and I'll admit to that. I certainly was a little desensitized. There were certain things that I would not have crossed, and things were starting to swell up in my gut when I could just feel that gut feeling, saying get away, get away. And then Kyler got away, and then it was like, yeah, I definitely need to get away, get away. And then finally I did.
And I want to just speak slightly to me getting away. This was something like that when when I thought about it sounded amazing because one, I like scuba diving. That's like some of my passion. If I could do that professionally somehow, whether that's for YouTube or something, that'd be a dream of mine. It involves helping people. It was just there were so many things about this that sounded amazing to me, and I just was like, I couldn't overlook how he was and how things were going. So it wasn't an easy it was easy, but it wasn't like something I wanted to do. Like it was like I have to. That's why I just left the way I did because it was like I have to leave.
Just pull off the band-aid and leave. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say there have been people that have over this process harassed me. I've had people call me names. I've had people harass me and call my dad names. Most of those comments get to just end up getting deleted, but they're there. And I am honestly so relieved that is seemingly, at least involving that situation, is behind us. There's always going to be people that hate and troll, but I will say the hardest moment for me to stay quiet in all this was when you left and he was trashing you on that community post. To watch somebody with a platform that big trash your father, who is not any of the things he was saying, and really wasn't active as he could have been with YouTube at that time, just because he wanted to spend time with me and my brother and sister. That made me so angry. And then the fact that I couldn't say anything without just looking like I was.
So a big thing in the text or his post was he attacked me as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It was an entrepreneur attack, like it was all about money. And for him, maybe it was. And it certainly seems that way.
Yeah, so that was really hard. It was really hard to stay quiet then, and then it's been, as I've had this YouTube channel for over a year, it's been hard for me not to say things because I'm watching who I, in my heart of hearts, before even knowing these allegations, thought was one of the most evil human beings I'd ever encountered, be praised as a hero and lauded. And I would get sad when somebody would come over and say something about AWP or something, because I'm like, oh, they're still kind of in the.
Plus, he was in some AWP videos.
Yes, I was.
Oh man, have you ever even seen the AWP videos you were in?
I have not watched the AWP videos. I have had friends. So after I left AWP, I had friends reach out to me because they saw the videos I was in. I had never seen them. I didn't have a desire to watch them. To me, that was a chapter of my life I didn't want to relive through video. So, yeah. So, but my point I was getting at was, I am just happy that chapter of having to deal with not being able to defend you the way I wanted to is now over.
Yeah.
To not speak out and say something is over. I'm glad that everyone right now is getting their chance to talk, and I hope that more people come forward and, any victims of Jared come forward, whether it's survivors, whether it's the people he's molested or the people he took advantage of. Allegedly molested.
We're saying that for legal purposes.
Or the people he allegedly took advantage of that I witnessed. I hope they come forward.
You should probably speak on that.
I hope they come forward. This is someone who has been, in my opinion, a menace to society, as a whole. He's affected people on every level of, he's affected grandparents, he's affected little kids, apparently, he's affected, everybody. So I hope that there will be some justice served and that people that have been struggling with this are able to find some peace. And I pray for all the people that have been negative, all the people outside of him that have been negatively affected by the situation. So Yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. There's other stories, other things I get into, but
Yeah.
you
So-
guys
So,
get
can I ask you a couple?
Yeah, you can ask me some questions.
Because I know, just to clear things up, did you know or have any pre-knowledge of the things that were brought forth in these indictment charges, or this indictment? Did you know about it?
No, I did not. And if I had, you would have seen a video on Kyler Ginn's channel titled something I can't even say here, but it would have been
Yeah, this is your
no.
channel, so I can't say it either.
No, we've been calling him some names, which I honestly there's okay, I don't like call people names, but once you get to the level that he allegedly has gotten to, the gloves are off. You can just whatever. No, I did not know about anything. I knew about other stuff, but to me, I knew that with my limited platform, and if I came forward with this other stuff, it just wouldn't even. I felt as if it would not help anything.
Yeah, and just real quick, may I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, with nearly 5,000 people, live and in this live stream, I just want to, publicly say, I really respect you, Kyler, for it, and I respected that when you walked away. Me and you, we had our issue. We were getting into it, but I respected you, and I respect you as a man.
I appreciate
I just
that.
want to, I love you, and
Love you
yeah,
too.
you're an awesome dude. And I'm looking forward to, to you being the kids of my grandbabies one day.
A parent to your grandbabies, yes.
Yeah, excuse me, the parent.
Yes.
I said that wrong, but the parent. So yeah,
Yes.
you're a great dude, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
I
Thanks
know
a lot.
I know it took a lot of heart. You're a young guy, and right now social media's hot, Twitter's hot, all these things are hot. But you were like, I'm out. You stuck to your morals, you stuck to your guns. You were the for me, you were definitely a big part in helping me to open my eyes. You were the canary in the coal mine, and I'm proud of you. And I'm proud. And I love you, and I'm proud of you.
The day after I appreciate that. The day when I got home, I posted a Bible verse, and I'm gonna quote it within, I can give you the gist of it. The gist is, what is a man to gain if, it's basically something that goes to the point of, what is it if a man gains the whole world if he loses his own soul? And I left Adventures with Purpose knowing my soul was intact, and I hadn't sacrificed that, and that's something I will never give up for fame, money. Like, my soul is never for sale to anyone. That's something I will stand on forever. So if there's any buyers out there, I'm sorry, off the market. But yeah, and that it is, while I have a lot of feelings of, like, disgust, anger, but I definitely do have a feeling of vindication that I see some sort of justice is being served in this situation, and I hope it continues to go in that direction. So I don't really have much more to say on that.
And our hearts with all of you,
Yes.
all those who've been affected, whether it's small or monumentous. We stand with you, and I think that Kyler, you stand with the.
I stand with any victim of sexual assault or violence of any kind. So these victims, you're in my prayers nightly. I hope that you're able to find some peace, and I just pray that God puts his arms around you, and
Yeah, and yeah,
that's all I can say to that.
good job, Kyler.
All right.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
Yeah, you did good.
All right, thank you.
Feel better?
Yeah, I honestly feel like I just got a lot off my chest.
Yeah.
I'd like to shout out my mom who's in the chat. Love you, Mom. Everybody else who's been supportive, I appreciate it.
And thanks for being here. As my son could speak and tell his truth, and get this off of his chest. He's been holding back for the last year and a half, 2 years.
I would almost every time I'd go on a live, I would definitely have moments when I'd go in a live stream and be like, "Is this the day I just
Snap and tell everyone.
snap and tell everybody how horrible this person is?"
Yeah.
And it's like,
But you did good though. You held it together until
yes, I knew
the
that
appropriate time.
I knew that it wouldn't help anybody. So, yeah. Anyways,
And what's your channel about, by the way?
to the people who are just tuning in, my channel is titled Kyler Ginn, which is my name, and it's really about the things I go do, and which is a lot of the stuff is scuba diving. There's other just fun videos, but a lot of it's just scuba diving, environmental cleanups, stuff like that. Stuff, if you watched his channel when he was putting out content, it's pretty similar.
So there's stuff coming.
There's stuff coming. Okay, when he was putting it out at a higher clip. So if you like scuba diving or just fun stuff in general, I do have a dive video coming out, but that's pretty much what my channel is. But that's not really what this is about to me at this moment. But yeah. So you think anything you'd like to say in closing? Because I think this will be probably the last time. This is the last time I talk about the situation like this.
Yeah.
So is there anything we need to get
say.
off our chest?
No, we just, this was brought to our doorstep. People were asking, did you guys know? Kyler was there for, a period of time. And also, he had to come out and, speak his truth. And thank you guys for hearing his truth. And I'm proud of you, for, you instantly felt it was off. It took me a little longer than you, but I got there. There were certain lines I wasn't ready to cross, and you just snipped it out much quicker than I did. And like I said, I'm proud of you. And guys, again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hearing what Kyler had to say. Thank you, for supporting good people out there doing good things. And let's wrap our arms around those that have been affected in a negative way.
All right.
Let's shift the focus to those people who need it in a big way.
Exactly.
In a big way.
Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it. I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and thank you for allowing me the chance to speak my heart and my truth. Remember, this is my perspective and no one else's. So, yeah, I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.
Everybody wants to know how I feel right now. I have become the voice of our purpose, what we have all come together to do. And now what has happened 30 years ago has come to light, and it's affecting everybody involved with this. There are contracts in place. There's legal ramifications. With me even speaking my opinion. But in this scenario, I got to keep it real to everybody who loved Adventures with Purpose, who loves Adventures with Purpose, who loves what we were able to accomplish in this world. We've proven that what we have done works, it's effective, it's a need for it. We tell people stories. We are the voice for the voiceless. When we are covering these people's stories and going into their homes and representing them and telling their story of their missing loved ones, that's what it is we do. Do nothing else, And I'm not just speaking for me, because I'm not the only one that's involved in this. There are other people's lives who are affected by this, and that's what this is about. And being real is all you can be. That's all you got in this world, is what you stand for and how you come up. Yeah, done a lot of good in this world, and everybody's got a story to tell. Everyone, absolutely everybody has a story to tell. Where I come from, though, there's codes. Where I go from here, I have a lot of support, and I love everybody who's reaching out and just telling me and letting me know that I have your support and that you stand with me. And my future is just going to go with being real. I'll continue to follow the passion that I've developed with helping people, with, telling somebody's story. I come from the towing industry, and now I pull cars out underwater, helping families get answers. I've developed that passion. It's unfortunate that I've developed that passion and this has happened. It doesn't align with what I believe in. I have daughters, I'm a father, and I come from a real rough background. And I've changed my life. I've become a really good man, and I've always followed the code. And that code has been violated. With that being said, there's a lot of legal things that have to play out, and they got to play out, but it doesn't involve me, doesn't involve my name, doesn't involve anybody else's name that's been associated with it, because we've worked with a lot of people intimately, and there's a lot of people that are hurting right now. I'm just as heartbroken. I care a lot about what it is that I've been able to do. And where this goes, I don't know. I don't know where this goes. My future's bright. I'm gonna always be okay. My family's gonna be okay. And I kept it real, you know? I can't wait for lawyers to make decisions. I have to defend my family, I have to defend myself. And unfortunately, you know, that doesn't align with my future. It doesn't align with me at all. None of us, you know what I mean? None of us knew any of this. And I am just as shocked as everybody else. It's really unfortunate and heartbreaking. Yeah, man, me, people that know me, you guys know I'm a survivor. And you know, I got nothing to hide. I'm not gonna hide nothing. Is what it is. Be positive, you know, moving forward. You know, there's people out there that have a story to tell. There's victims out there that have a story to tell. And I have been a voice for those victims. I'm gonna continue to follow that passion. And I know I'll have the support to do so. I'm respected in a lot of circles with agencies. And those who know me, and those of you who don't know me, get to know me. The future's gonna be great, but it won't be what it used to be. You know, we all gotta move forward, whatever that means. I don't know. Appreciate each and every one of you.